Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who are new, welcome, and I hope you like what you find here. These are going to be your general readings for the month of July. I do want to mention again, like I did in my last mid-month reading, that the Uranus 7-year projections are available for you. Tremendous amount of information coming through. That information is down below for you. And these readings in July are general, so if they don't make sense to you, listen to your other signs. I don't want to keep this intro too long. Keep in mind that sometimes certain things will make sense to you right away, and sometimes none of it will make sense to you right away. From what I gather from hearing from you, it almost always makes sense to you at the end of the month or the beginning of next month. So do listen to it again. If it doesn't make sense to you, I do want to stress that I don't know what it is, but in the month of July, there's this incredible feeling of release. So many of you will feel that. You may have been going through it and feeling it already, but there's a tremendous amount of energy. I feel like it's trying to push through us, which will catapult many of us forward into various new ways and various new beginnings. So overall, it feels very exciting. It might be scary for some of you because the newness also represents not knowing what's to come. So there might be a lot of surprises too. But generally speaking, there is this uplifted feeling of excitement, but also I don't know what's going to happen. And not because it's bad, but because it's I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what waits for me at the end of this journey, whatever that is. So do keep in mind that this is general. For private session, of course, that information is down below for you. Thank you so much for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. If you wish to comment how this connects with you, I read every single one of them. Please do. I would love that. And above all, whoever you are and you have any birthdays in July, happy birthday to you. And have a great month of July, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye. Hello, beautiful Virgos. This is going to be a reading for July 2018. This is the second take. So for some of you, you may be in a position or in a situation where you have to start something all over again. And if something didn't work out the first time, try again. So that's going to be a message for some of you. When I connected to your energy, as a matter of fact, when I'm connecting to it right now, I actually feel lightheaded. Some of you may be dealing with a lot of information coming forward. This could be unexpected information, nothing bad necessarily, but there's just a lot of going on for me. There's also a sense of confusion that I feel and a sense of hesitation about needing to do something. All of a sudden I felt this energy. Some of you may actually feel dizzy. And particularly if you are in areas where it's very hot, make sure you feel hydrated, particularly because of some unusually high temperatures. So I don't know where you are and when you will be hearing this. So it's important for you to hydrate. For some of you, thank you very much. For some of you, you need to check your blood pressure, because I feel the dizziness is stemming from somebody's heart pressure. You might have low blood pressure, or high blood pressure. Can you get dizzy from high blood pressure? I think it's from low. But anyway, also watch your sugar levels. This is information coming through. This didn't come last time when I was trying this for you, Virgo. So clearly new important information coming forward. This is a time of release for many of you. And I felt that there is a need to release emotionally, but you will also have opportunities, some of you at least, to let something go that is no longer needed, but has been restricting you or constricting you, particularly emotionally speaking, which often will connect to finances. So for some of you, this is financially speaking. I also heard them say to you, spirits say to you, rely on yourself more often rather than on others. And right away I went back and I said, well, is it not good to ask for help from others? But that's not what was meant. What was meant by it was relying less on others emotionally in order to feel self-fulfilled within you. So oftentimes when we rely on others emotionally too much is because within our own self we don't have a very strong standing. So the message here is let go of unimportant things that restrict you and learn to affirm yourself in order to be solid deep within. Obviously, there will always be people around you who will help you, and you will help them, and you need them and they will need you. But this is about emotionally speaking. For some of you, it's financially. I also heard them say, show them what you can do. So this is, I don't think this is connecting to the release component, because you don't have to show anything to anybody, clearly not to prove. But this felt more in an environment of work situation, or trying to improve something. Could be trying to improve a situation or a relationship, but also this could pertain to some sort of a solid idea you have in mind. So you may be presenting to someone some sort of a new idea, some sort of a new proposition. You may be presenting a product or service to somebody. You may be selling somebody an idea. There's a feeling of you needing to show them what you can do. This can also be in a work situation where you are trying to improve your finances, and one of the things that's coming forward is learn how to be more helpful in areas that aren't necessarily yours, to almost like to prove yourself, to improve your position. And that's going to mean something to some of you. I also saw that you were moving on emotionally speaking. So that is an indication that there is going to be a release in the next few months. And for those of you who have a tendency to procrastinate, whatever it is that you are to release or about to release in the month of July and August, somewhere there, if there is a tendency for you to procrastinate, or if you've had a tendency to procrastinate, I want to say procrastinate no longer. This procrastination, if it makes sense to you at the end of the month, it'll be because you need to do something and you continue to choose not to. Whatever that is for you, and it's going to be fairly significant. It's not going to be, I want to go for coffee, but I don't feel like leaving the house. It's not that. It's going to be something much more substantial. Maybe look deep, maybe try to understand what is the reason behind your procrastination. Are you afraid to move forward by yourself? Are you afraid you're not going to be supported? Are you afraid you won't have finances to help you? Are you afraid of whatever gazillion things we're afraid of? Try to find a reason behind your procrastination and see what you can pinpoint. I asked for some cards. Let me just see what the numbers you have. You have 5 and you have 7. So the number around you is the number 7. Is that true? Yeah, 7. So yeah. 7 is July, so at least 1 point. But 7 to me is a number that represents a lot of mindfulness and a lot of enlightenment. This is also a number where I feel you will undergo certain situations that will present new ideas to you. So there's tremendous opportunity for growth in the next little while. The card that represents you right now is the Sea Serpent. So Sea Serpent, my computer keeps freezing up, so my camera keeps freezing up. So Sea Serpent is all about releasing the pain and letting it go so that you can heal and so that others can heal. Now, the other card you have is the Cosmic Egg. So to me, what I'm hearing here, or what I'm seeing, is that many of you are at an end of a cycle. Listen, we're all at an end of some cycle, particularly with Uranus in Taurus, with all the planets that are affecting us. All of these situations are creating certain energies that are helping us move forward, and in the process we leave situations in order to start something new. So this either will connect to you in some life, or it will have no apparent connection, in which case it's not for you. But many of you are about to close certain doors. These could be doors in a physical environment, absolutely, but a lot of these doors have a connection to an emotional being, because what's being shown here is that there's an opportunity for you to release yourself from some burdened, and some of those burdens have been causing your stagnation, or maybe that's where your procrastination comes from. But there's an opportunity here to release this in order to move on to a better job, to move on to a better relationship, to move on to a better way of relating in your current relationship. This could be romantic or otherwise, to have an ability to bring more abundance to you. Whatever it is, you're approaching that period of your life. For many of you, this is, and I'm going to say it, it's releasing a lot of residual energies from other past lives. And I think I've said this before, it is not very often that they will give me information about past lives in general readings on YouTube. That's something I get into in my personal sessions. But it's being shown to me, and I'm supposed to say it to you. So for some of you, you need to hear it in this way, perhaps because there will be recognition of what's going on, or you will recognize when I say this. So huge strides can be made potentially in the next little while. Some of the specific areas that you will be working on, you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So something is not working out. Okay, so this is a card that represents people. Could be two people, could be people in a company that are not working for the same goal, or that are not on the same page. So there is lack of cooperation. Generally, when there's lack of cooperation, generally a relationship ends. Now, you have Two of Cups in reverse. So to me, this is a separation of a union. The separation is an emotional separation, and I did see you moving on from something emotionally. But this to me represents moving on from a traditional way of being, from a certain relationship in your life. This could also be work. And also how you relate to yourself, emotionally speaking. At the same time, you have the Two of Wands. So you are looking at moving on and moving at your future. A lot of this will be around, I don't feel this is going to be surprises for many of you. For some of you, this may be a surprise, but for a lot of you, for most of you, this is a condition that has been going on for quite some time. This may also pertain to you needing to look at a different career option because things are not working the way there have been, and you're procrastinating. Doing the inevitable is not going to change the inevitable outcome, which is eventually something is going to crack and something is going to be no longer. So I feel like, and maybe that's part of the release that you need to do. You need to release a situation or a person that is fundamentally no longer serving you. What I also see here is that one of the messages that's coming forward is let go of that which wants to die. And I'm not talking about a person, obviously. This is a metaphor. Anything that is rotten, that's not working, that has outlived its purpose, that is no longer fundamentally serving you, let it go. Don't hang on to it for dear life because it no longer serves you. You will know exactly what I'm talking about when you hear this or at the end of the month. There is a feeling of rejection with this, but I feel the rejection is in the past. So there's some hurt feelings here that also come into place. When we part from any situation, oftentimes there is hurt feelings, particularly when we are leaving a situation and people are no longer contributing to one another and there is no cohesiveness. That can also hurt us emotionally. Well, and also when we're leaving a relationship, that can hurt us emotionally. But what I'm hearing here is, for some of you, you have seen this coming. You have seen this coming, so it's not going to hit you like a ton of bricks. You have seen this coming. That's what I'm going to say. And then I asked, what is it that you need to focus on? You have Imagine in protection position. So this is about what you think about. This is about changing or shifting your consciousness. So make sure you know what you put your attention to, what thoughts, what images you produce in your mind, because whatever you project, whatever you think about, whatever you focus on, you are essentially projecting that out of you that eventually will become a physical thing. So if your idea is to be successful, do not focus on the possibility of how how unsuccessful you have been in the past. If you want a better relationship, don't focus on the relationships that didn't work. Focus on the thing that you need to do in order to fundamentally change the relationships you attract to you versus, focusing on the things that were wrong in the past. Again, my camera just froze on me. I have no idea what's going on. So if you guys know what's happening with energies, please do let me know. My apologies. So make sure you know what you focus on. And yes, that's what I want to leave. I just want to leave that. Make sure you know what you focus on. Release is a huge word for you. Is there anything else that I need to tell them? I also want to say, learn to trust yourself first. And that is coinciding with relying on yourself more often than others. So that's coming in very, very, very much. Is there anything else? I also feel many of you have the ability to see. Many of you are messengers, whether you are healers, whether you are readers, whether you are some other name. Many of you are messengers. Use the ability wisely, but also do not pretend not to see. This is what I also want to say. Now, some of the procrastination, maybe because you don't want to see something. So I'm going to leave that for you to kind of ponder upon. And I think that's all I have. So I hope this was helpful. Of course, this is not going to make sense to you probably at the beginning of July. So listen to it at the end of July. I always see that it makes sense to you towards the end of the month. Thank you again so much. Of course, this is a general reading. So for private sessions, that information is down below. Thank you again so much. I wish you best of luck in the month of July, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.